Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Agnes Imani. I am the founder of Jews Against Anti-Semitism Canada. Thank you for joining our virtual safety self-defense class with Sensei Mike from fightden MMA Krav Maga Nogi. He has generously donated his time to teach the community much needed self-defense skills. It is very unfortunate that we have once again been targeted for the simple fact that we are Jews. We are being attacked in our neighborhoods and on our streets, and not enough is being done to protect our rights. Not so long ago, we were persecuted for being Jewish. The Holocaust began with words, then by boycotting Jewish businesses, and today this is called BDS. Then came physical violence and the spread of propaganda, just like today. It is happening again. This time we are hated for supporting our homeland Israel, for being Zionists, and for believing that we have the right to self-determination. But don't be fooled. This is just another excuse to hate us because we are Jews. We must learn to defend ourselves. We must have a loud and proud Jewish voice in a world where we are constantly targeted. We refuse to be the complacent Jews of the past. We have had enough, and we must end Jew hatred now. We at Jews Against Anti-Semitism Canada are focused on fighting anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism with education, awareness, and self-defense. We aim to provide people with the tools to debate anti-Jewish and anti-Zionist propaganda, and to provide people with self-defense and emergency tools in the event of an attack. We believe in fighting anti-Semitism across ideological spectrums and to stand up for those who deny Jewish people the right to self-determination in our biblical homeland, Israel. We believe that building bridges of peace with people of other faiths and backgrounds is of utmost importance to achieve peace and understanding. We believe that education is the only way forward, and it is our duty to educate those who don't know us and those who have been brainwashed to hate us. Most importantly, to educate ourselves about our Jewish history, the land of Israel, and our legal rights to the land. It is only by knowing the truth ourselves that we can create an attitude to shift others' opinions. When people ask why I work so hard to fight anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism, my answer is, it's my duty. I owe it to my grandparents and to the millions who perished in the Holocaust. We must be their voice. We must fight the battle they could not. We owe it to them. We have been persecuted for centuries, yet we are here and we are not going away. It is up to all of us to fight anti-Semitism. Every single one of you can do something to make a difference. If you're interested in volunteering, please email us at jewsagainstantisemitismcanada@gmail.com. We can use all the help we can get, and please make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, Jews Against Anti-Semitism Canada, and on Twitter @Canada Jews.
Individual, no matter what your size or shape, if you practice this technique long enough, you can actually potentially save someone's life. Now, the technique is as follows. I'm going to wrap my right arm around my partner's neck to the bicep. And partners, remember, if something hurts, we tap to our partners. Let's all practice tapping, and then we stop. So very slowly, bicep to the neck, and then I'm going to climb. I'm going to put my right hand on my left bicep. So my right hand is here, my left bicep comes up, and I trap it, kind of like the Italian salute. I get this all the time when I'm driving. So it's the Italian. Now put your right hand, exactly, yes. Right hand on the bicep, put the hand behind the head. I'm going to put my chin down on my own arm, and I'm going to squeeze. And you'll notice my partner taps. Okay, very slowly, one more time. Somebody's hurting my family member or friend. Someone's got, one of my kids or my partner. I'm going to trap his back, kick the back of his knee, bicep climb, Italian salute, trap the hand behind the head, chin down, and then I squeeze. Very slowly. Going to try and have Anton do it very slowly. Bicep to the neck, climb. Put your right hand on your left bicep and put your hand behind and then he squeezes and then he taps. So now we're going to try and make this as simple as possible. If you want to learn more in the future, we can talk at the end of the session. I'll give you guys my website, fightden.ca, and would love to have you guys come train one-on-one or in group classes in the future. But for right now, we're just going to try and keep it as simple as possible. Now, I want to show you another defense for this choke. Now, what if somebody's trying to choke you? Immediately, I trap the hands. I strike the person's groin. I'm going to turn Anton into Antonina. So I strike him in the groin, trap the wrist, duck underneath, and then I can hold his hand, hold my arm around his neck, and I can hold the bad guy here. If I kick the back of his leg, he'll fall. I can kick him in the butt, and then I can run away and catch my bus. Okay, let's try that again very slowly. Anton's being the bad guy. Someone's trying to choke us. Whoa, right away. Both our hands on the person's arm, stopping the choke. Left hand strikes the groin, and all I have to do is kick my leg out, twist my hips, strike the groin. I could also potentially throw Anton, but I don't want to have to do that right now. If you're able to have mats when you're training or you come to the dojo, we can practice that technique. So when he comes for the choke, immediately I stop the choke, hit the groin, duck underneath, and then I could even do certain things like this. Trap the neck, hit, lift him up, and now I have him in the rear naked choke. Push the foot back, kick him, run away. Now, there's another aspect to this technique. You guys might not be able to practice it at home with your partners. Maybe one partner is smaller than the other. So this technique is probably, at this point in time, try and have the smaller partner practice it with a larger partner, but you have to be very, very careful. I'd like to have you guys just watch this. Don't actually try it at home if you don't have a mat. So just watch this. Sometimes when the person is choking you and I hit him in the groin, he knows because he's practiced jujitsu, which is what we're doing today is Krav Maga, jujitsu based Krav Maga. He's going to come underneath and trap my wrist. Now, no longer am I able to hit him in the groin. Then he's going to jump, closing his feet. Now go for the Italian salute. And then I have to tap out. And he jumps in midair, kind of like an anaconda, and locks in the choke. One more time. So he's going for the choke. I block it. Then I hit him in the groin, but he knows it. Uh-oh. And now he goes for the Italian salute. And then as I fall and tap out, as I fall, he falls like a cat. He lets go of the lock and he just falls like a cat. Again, some of these techniques you might not be able to practice today or master today, but I just want to give you at least a slight demonstration for what you guys can practice. And again, of course, there's videos at home. So again, rear naked choke, bicep to the neck, climb, Italian salute, which I'm just putting my right hand on my left bicep. Then I climb behind his head, chin down, squeeze tight, and then I could win the match. Now I want to show you guys another intro to do this technique, okay? Standing over here. Sometimes we get pushed. So sometimes in a fight, you're getting pushed or somebody's grabbing you. So I'm going to call this the Kung Fu setup or the arm drag setup to the rear naked choke. So the bad guy pushes me. I go, whoa! One more time. He pushes me. Immediately, wax off. Trapping my hand on his wrist, trapping my opponent's elbow. I pull it into my right armpit, and he falls right into my arm, locking in the choke. Italian salute. So let's try it with this arm. If he does it with his left arm, whoa! Now I'll use my left arm to choke. One more time. Let's stand over here. So he pushes me with his right arm. Please, sir, don't hurt me. I don't want any trouble. Very slowly, he pushes me, block the push, trap the wrist, trap the elbow, pull into my right armpit. Bicep, climb, chin down, tap the person out. Do we have any questions so far before I move on to the rear naked choke? Do we have any questions?
What if the guy is tall and I'm short and you can't reach the shoulders?
You might have to jump. So if I'm bigger, Anton might have to jump right away. No, you're too big. So he jumps right away. Okay. And where there's a will, there's a way. Okay. And the other thing you can do potentially is if they're taller than you. So I'm short, I'm going to trap the shoulders. I'm going to kick the back of his knee till his back falls onto my stomach. Bicep climb, Italian salute. That was a good question, actually. That was a very good question. And I hope, again, after this lesson, please shoot me an email or get in touch with me through my website or on Facebook. And I'd love to talk to anybody that wants to do a training session.
Mike, another question. What if the assailant is armed, but I think you're going to go through that?
I'm going to go over that right now. I think we'll do that right now, actually. We're just going to, again, we're going to go over some basic techniques. I actually brought here with us today a baton and a broom, kind of something we could say would be a flagpole or something of the sort, and an extendo stick kind of baton here, okay? The techniques are very similar, but I want to talk about some philosophy at first. First things first, if there are two assailants attacking you, you want to try and run away. If you're unable to run away, because some people are unable to run away, try your best to fight, but you really want to strike the groin or the throat, because two assailants are like a weapon. It's very, very dangerous. Having a baton sometimes will not save you from two assailants. And of course, if two assailants have weapons, it's very, very scary, okay? You want to, in theory, if you have to confront someone, if you're not able to run away to your car or ask for help or jump into an Uber, okay, you want to be able to engage, and we want to do grappling-based Krav Maga. It's jiu-jitsu-based Krav Maga. We're still striking the throat and the groin, but I'm going to show you some techniques. First things first, I want to show you how we can use a baton to strike. So first things first, when I'm holding it, step one, just a regular strike to the side. Okay, this would be a secondary strike, just right from the top. And then of course, a backhanded one like this. Very simple techniques, very simple techniques. Okay, so just practice that. 1, 2, 3, and then you could even go like this. So the other way you could hold the baton is underneath. Why do we do that? If someone's coming at us with a knife or a weapon, we can trap the hand and strike. So if you come at me with a hook punch, even just a hook punch, even, boom, I could hit the person and block it. So give me a nice hook punch, that's a straight punch, soldier. Give me a hook punch, circuit, that's it. Okay, if you're gonna give me a straight punch, I'm just gonna hit the arm like that, okay? So this is a very, very important type of way to train. You can strike this way, you can strike with an uppercut, you can do a double strike like this, and of course, you can block with a baton here, okay? So now we've gone again over some basic strikes that you can do if you're in a situation, Hassan Shalom, where you need to use a weapon, okay, or you disarm someone with a weapon. Now we're gonna practice how we would escape a weapon. So first things first, if he's coming at me with a front or a side attack, I'm at the edge of the weapon, I'm getting hit. So I just got hit. If I'm too far away, he might come at me if I'm too far away. So escape, he's too far away, so he might be continuously coming at me. So I'm still running back. But the sweet spot is if I go into his clinch area. So when he strikes me, he can hit me. Now strike me again. If I'm able to close the distance by putting my hands up into this area, right hand around the neck, left hand around the arm, I trap his elbow, trap the neck, strike the groin. I try and strike the head, and then not only does he let go of the weapon, I can then fall into different types of immobilizations where I can go into wrist locks and tap him out. And then I can kind of just trip the person and walk away. Let's say he doesn't let go, so don't let go this time. I'm going to put my hands up. Please don't hurt me. I'm going to jump into the clinch. One hand on the neck, one hand on the arm. Then I can actually hold him in a guillotine position where I wrap my right arm around the opponent's neck, trapping my stomach. I can now take my left knee here and strike the weapon out of his hand, trapping into a Russian guillotine where I place my hand on his wrist or tricep across his own neck. Now I'm holding both his arm and his neck with one arm. From here, it's very simple. Not only can he not hit me in the groin, I could hit him in the groin, but he can't hit me. And then check this magic out. I could just trip him and then kick him and then catch my bus. Now, I know what you're thinking, Sensei, what if you miss this one and he comes with a back fist? So it's very interesting. Again, if I get hit and I escape and then I catch him coming into a back fist, it's a double grip. It's a 2-on-1, the wrestlers would call it, and I would crash fall, or I would strike him and watch what the weapon does. I reposition into what's called a key lock, and I can actually hit the person with his own weapon. Now I'm in a key lock, he's disarmed, it's easy breezy. One more time. And again, a key lock is something that you see in the UFC all the time. You usually see it from side mount on the ground, but you could actually do a key lock from standing. The key lock from standing, if the person's holding my shirt, step on this foot, that's called close for business, where I trap my hand on his hand, step on his foot, strike, strike, and then I go into a key lock. Tap when you feel pressure. Let's do that slowly, just with a weapon though. For those that have it, we want to have our hands up. Want to have our hands up as he's coming in from the side. Come in from the side. Boom. Strike, attack, and disarm. So usually let go of them. I think because I just hit you, hit yourself, and then I'm in the key lock. If he doesn't let go, again, when I escape, put my hands up, I strike the weapon out. And I put him in the Russian guillotine. I could step on the foot and knee the groin. I could even do fancy things like a Russian sambo roll, where I sit on the ground, whoop, and then I end up on top of the person, and then I could punch the person. So these are all techniques I'm hoping you'll consider in the future training. You can go to any jiu-jitsu school in your area. Please consider looking me up. And let's move on to the pole and the long stick, kind of like the bow. Everyone having fun so far? Okay, alrighty. So when striking with a broom or a stick, 1, 2, 3. Try that again. I don't want any trouble. 1, 2, 3. An interesting technique that you can do with a broom here is when Anton comes in, I could actually push it out. So you could actually have a long range weapon. You hold the base, you will relax your grip with your left hand, and you just push out. So it actually has a bit of reach. It's kind of like a jab. Of course, you can also just do a basic strike. Again, don't be in situations where you need a weapon, but God forbid, if your life depends on it, and someone's coming at you with a knife, get a stick, get a chair. Always make sure if someone's, coming at you with a knife, you try and take some kind of bat, some kind of stick, some kind of chair, push them away, okay? Now, again, for advanced people, please check out my YouTube. If you're a mixed martial artist or you're someone who's already training, check out my YouTube clip and my clips and whatnot. For those beginners, okay, I'm hoping that you'll still be able to kind of enjoy yourself and understand the technique. So as he's coming in, I'm going to do this exact same thing. Strike with a kick, and then I keep striking until I notice that I'm able to pull the weapon away. Let's try that one more time. Whether he's coming at me like this or he's coming at me like this, it's very similar. I try and escape. There's a wall. I can't escape. Holy crap. I'm going to move in. Holding with my left hand, holding the neck with my right hand. Boom. Push away. Now I have the weapon. In theory, I can do the technique we just did a second ago. Okay. I think that might be a question. Question about a cane. I think a cane can be a weapon. That's right. Might be difficult for you to use it when you're training though, or when you're walking rather. Okay. So again, it's very similar. If he does this one as well, if he goes like this and goes like this, again, I could also fall into kind of like a Kimura key lock situation. Whoa! And then come in, strike, pull the weapon out, and then I have distance with the weapon where I can kind of push and strike the person away. Okay. Again, always call for help. Try your best. If it's Shabbat and you have your phone on, you turn your phone on, call an Uber if you think people are walking after you. There's a very, very good pepper spray as well that anyone in the audience can hide in their purse or fanny pack. It's called Sabre, S-A-B-R-E, kind of like Sabra, but with an E at the end. So they're very small. Check them out. It's a dog spray. It's not illegal. Use that as well. Again, stay safe, stay eternally vigilant. I want to move on to a couple other techniques. Okay, I see another question. Now, the thing I would say to pepper spray being illegal, it's better to have to hire a lawyer and your life is still there than to possibly, get hurt by someone and not have had pepper spray to defend yourself. Try your best to protect yourself.
What about bear spray?
Either or, I would recommend either or. Again, if you're in a life-threatening situation, of course use those. No one's walking around with bear spray or dog spray trying to attack people. So don't do that. If someone is hurting you, of course you're within your rights to defend yourself. Okay. Now, a lot of these techniques do take months to practice. I noticed someone was asking that. Again, the price of freedom, guys, we're all Jewish, is eternal vigilance. Again, the price of freedom is eternal vigilance. Start practicing jujitsu. You can practice it with a $150 mat at home with a friend or family member. You know, pay $10 to take someone out for lunch and practice jujitsu with them. Call a professional, seek out training. I think that's the best way to deal with that. So I'm hoping after, this Zoom class, some of you might be inspired to join a jiu-jitsu program, either mine or somewhere close to you, and just keep training. Once a month of Krav Maga and 3 times a week of jiu-jitsu. That's all you need. Jiu-jitsu for the sport aspect and to, really understand how to defend yourself, and the knife and gun and groin strikes and throat strikes of Krav Maga. So when you have them mixed together, it's really helpful. Before I move on, is there another question here? We're in Toronto. I do have an instructional coming out shortly if you're out of town, but yeah.
Mike, what about if you have some keys on hand? House keys.
That could be like a Kubaton. So that is actually helpful. You can hold on to the keys. You can use them as a weapon to defend yourself. Again, we don't have too much time for that today potentially, but that is definitely something that you could use again. And even the choke that I showed earlier, choking someone is actually illegal in the Criminal Code of Canada, except if you're trying to defend yourself. If you're feeling that you're choking someone to protect your own life, you're able to do it. But otherwise, I don't think it's something worth doing. So remember, all of this is in a life-threatening situation. Okay, I'm gonna go over some other stuff. Somebody choking you from behind and somebody choking you from the front. So let's just start from the front. If someone's choking you from the front, one thing that you have to understand is you can kick them in the groin. Their hands are actually unable to block. So in MMA, you'll see knees, people block the knees, but I'm actually able to kick the person in the groin right away. Also, holding my hands, I'm able to do this, relaxing the choke, striking and pushing the person away, getting ready in a situation where I actually can fight. So one more time, the person chokes me. Not only am I able to lift my arm up to the sky and release the tension from the choke, but even before that, I can kick the person in the groin. Excuse me, sir. Trust me, you won't even have to do the other technique. Not if it's a female, okay? It's a female. She's, she's choking at you, okay? She's got you trapped, unfortunately, okay? I'm a feminist, so if someone's trying to kill you, you're allowed to protect yourself. So all of a sudden, you poke gently, slowly, your thumb in the eye, and then the person will let go of you, okay? If she has a big crush on you, she's, okay, so she's got me. Please don't hurt me, okay? I thought she was a man. I kicked her in the groin. She's a female. I just poked her in the eyes and run away, okay? That happens all the time, okay? You kick somebody in the groin, all of a sudden they have no groin, go for the eyes, okay? Not for the squeamish at heart, but, keep that in mind. Okay, from the back take. So somebody's got me from behind, okay? Please, oh my gosh, what's going on? I'm gonna circle around and try and trap the hands, and I'm gonna try and knee the groin. One more time. Left hand goes up, trap, knee the groin, push away. And of course, there's actually some really cool throws here for advanced people. When the person's holding you, I can actually hold, punch, and then turn around and then whip the person and hip throw them. So I don't want to hurt Anton, but to do it very slowly, right? If he's holding my back, I'll circle around, punch. Okay, I'm not going to actually throw you, but get into the position, whip around, hop, and then I can gently throw him. So again, that takes a little bit of practice, but absolutely run if you're able to. But what about those people that can't run? You might have to learn a guillotine choke. There's actually some studies out there that say sometimes if an attacker can outrun you, you're in trouble. So there are situations where if you're able to run, of course, run. You're walking down Bathurst, you see a couple, 3 or 4 people that look strange and are stalking you or following you. See if you can knock on a neighbor's door. See if you can turn on your cell phone. If you don't have your cell phone on you, run into a store or ask someone on the street to let you in the car or get help, but if you're not able to run, learn jujitsu, learn grappling, learn how to strike. Exactly. Family walking in the park, you have to stand your ground. If someone's trying to hurt you and you're with your kids, you can't run away. The kids can't run. You have to fight them. So we practice a couple of these techniques. I want us to practice basic punching and kicking, okay? And more so punches and elbows. So we'll face here. I want us to put our hands up to our chins, closing our fist, thumb over here, not here, but here on the two fingers. We've got our chins down, we've got our hands up. When we punch, we're going to punch with our left hand first, and our feet are in an L shape, not standing square, but in an L. Left leg forward, right leg back, and this is our fight stance. Well, as I punch with my left hand, I'm going to punch and I'm going to twist the hand from vertical to horizontal. Right now it's vertical and then it's horizontal. That twist really helps give energy and power to the punch. Now watch my right hand. It's vertical, horizontal at the end, back to vertical. And then you can jab, cross, elbow, elbow. I want everyone to try that. I don't want to fight. Jab, cross, elbow, elbow. Let's try that again. Number 3, jab, cross, elbow, elbow. Number 4, jab, cross, elbow, elbow. And last one, guys, jab, cross, elbow, elbow. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, what if someone's trying to do that to me? How can I defend myself, right? So one of the ways to do it is called a parry. I've got my hands up, get into fight position. So as my opponent hits me with the left hand, I'm going to step back and parry. Then he hits me with the other hand. It's kind of like Iron Dome. The person's shooting a rocket at me, and from the side, the rocket gets it as I walk backwards. So put your hands up to your chin. The person punches, step back and push away. Step back, push away. And then let's say they elbow you. So now you're going to give me a double elbow. I'm going to go into high guard. What is high guard? My hands are here, blocking the punches. But then high guard is me holding the back of my head, creating a helmet with my hands. Exactly. You could still see through it, but it's very safe. Now, when my partner here is holding, I try and elbow him. It's very difficult. If he tries to elbow me, I go into high guard, and it's difficult for him to hurt me. So keep that in mind, guys. Jab, cross, elbow, elbow, parry, parry, kind of like a cat's paw. And then high guard, high guard. Good work, guys. Excellent. One more time. Jab, cross, I parry, elbow, and I go into high guard, okay? Very important to practice that. That's a little drill that you can practice at home with your partner. Now I'm gonna punch him, right? So he's gonna parry, 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 elbow, elbow. Good stuff, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to a different technique. When a person's holding your shirt, this is something that's happened to me in the past. Somebody's holding your shirt. They can hold it close. What were you saying? Or they can hold it far. If the person's holding your shirt and it's far away, I can just kick them in the groin. Again, very simple to turn Anton into Antonina. Boom, okay? The person doesn't have a groin. We go to the Three Stooges. If you haven't seen the Three Stooges, give them a Google. Okay, now, he's holding me closer to him. Oh, bad breath. I don't like this person. Headbutt, step on the foot, knee to the groin. The person's falling. So all you have to do is step on the foot, actually, and the person will fall. So come over here. If he's holding on to me and I step on the foot, I don't even need to knee him in the groin. I could just start pushing, and because I'm holding onto his foot, he'll fall. You okay? Yeah. Okay. So very slowly, one more time, he's grabbing my shirt. I don't want any trouble. Boom. Try that with your partners very slowly. Grab me again. I can kick the groin, or I could headbutt and step on the foot, and then I can knee again. Try that one more time. Traps me. Please, sir, I don't want any trouble. Push, step, knee. That's it. Yeah. And again, I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible so that you can take a couple techniques from the session today. Okay, I don't want to make it too difficult. I want to go into some immobilization techniques with you all, because it's very helpful. And one of the immobilization techniques is a guillotine choke and a wrist lock. So sometimes when the person's holding me, he's grabbing me, I can step on the foot and I can elbow, then wrap my arm around the person and choke them. He taps out, I let go. Was there a question there? What was the question? That's okay.
What
So
about
again,
hair pulling or ear pulling?
ear pulling works, but it takes years to master. Hair pulling works a little bit, but you want to strike. You want to strike the person. You want to get them in a dominant position. If he's holding me and I'm holding his hair, he's going to start kicking me in the groin. So I have almost the element of a surprise for a second. When he's holding me, I have the element of surprise to strike, and then I can get into a real deadly position like the guillotine choke, where my arm is around his neck. I put my hand on my stomach. I put my hands together, and I can choke him. Now, he can actually defend by hitting me in the groin. So when I'm guillotine choking, I can get hit in the groin. So what I'll do is I'll trap his arm here. I'll trap his left arm so he can't hit me in the groin and put it around here. Now he can't hit me in the groin. Try and hit me in the groin. You see how I've got both his head and my arm trapped. Now I step on the foot, knee him in the groin, or trip the bad guy down, kick, and then run away. One more time, let's try that again. Person's trapping my shirt. Please, sir, don't hurt me. Okay, you're at the bar. All of a sudden, somebody grabs you. They're not your type. Please, stop hurting me. Squeeze and tap the person out. Trapping here, turn around, tap out. Are there any questions about the guillotine choke? Very important technique. Anybody have any questions?
Looks like we're good to go. I'm going to take some questions at the end. I have a lot of great questions. So when you're done at the end, I'll ask you all the questions.
We're gonna go for another 15 minutes here, and then we could start the questions at 8:55. Okay, so we're going through a couple different situations. We can trap the person's hand, we can trap the person's elbow, pull them in, and rear naked choke. So we don't have to wait for someone potentially to push like that and then go into it. We can just have someone that we feel uncomfortable with. Somebody's yelling at me, screaming at me. I trap the wrist, I trap the elbow, I pull, trap, rear naked choke. Okay. Hey man, I don't want any trouble. If he pushes me, whoa, rear naked choke. And then we have all those cool variations where he can jump, or I can jump. We can kick the person down. Just to go over again, let's say he holds us with one hand. Trap the hand, step on the bad guy's foot, elbow. If they keep holding on to you because they've got a crush on you, you circle into the guillotine choke. From the guillotine choke, it's very special because we can do cool things like sambo throws. So watch this. I'll hold my hands together. Don't do this with your partners if you don't have a mat and you're not trained, but just watch. I'll sit on my butt, kick the person in the middle of the legs, and throw them. And then I'm ready to catch my bus, right? If I'm in a grappling situation and someone tries to choke me that way, so if someone's trying to choke me in the guillotine, I can actually lift them up. There's so many different techniques and methods to use. I kind of want to go over some knife and gun defenses. So give me 10 seconds. I'm going to show you guys a demonstration here. Okie dokie. So we have a simulation gun, the BB gun. We have a simulation knife. We're going to go over some knife defenses first. As the person is coming at you in a stabbing motion, and this is one of the most case study ways that people stab, and of course, the uppercut, kind of like the prism shank. As the person's coming at you, I'm going to put my hand out and run and step away. Person comes at me, holy crap, run, step away. He comes at me, holy crap. Get a baton. We're running away so that we can get a baton. If the person comes at us with a knife, boom. If the person comes at us with a knife, boom. So we have so many different weapons if we have a baton. A baton always defeats a knife. What if we can't? What if we're in closed position? So this is called an X block. This is a very, very cool move. It takes a long time to master, but it does work. As the person comes at you, left hand on top of right hand. Now try and push the knife into my chest. You can't. Put your hand behind my neck. You can't. And then, of course, I disarm him. The disarming is this. I trap my left hand on his elbow and climb to his wrist. Back up with my right hand. Now, as he tries to push in, he can't. Now relax. I pull my left hand on the wrist and I twist my right hand up to the sky. So left hand down, right hand up. I attack the thumb here. I attack it. Hold the thumb and look how gently the knife falls out of the hand. When you attack the knife, you trap the wrist and you attack the thumb, and then the hands can't possibly hold on to the knife. Of course, there's special techniques. Like let's say he's stagnant, he's not coming at you running, he's just, walking up to you and putting the knife there. We've got the ninja, Sharky ninja disarm. I think I just made my knife disappear, kind of like a magic trick. Okay. We've got also the Russian technique where the knife is here to the stomach. And you say, please, sir, don't hurt me, right? What if I'm, not confident in my Russian disarm or my Sharky disarm? So I'll do a Russian disarm. I'll twist my body this way, trap, pop the knife out, and now I have the knife. One more time from this angle. The knife is here. He's pushing into me. Oh my gosh. I pop the knife out of his hand with my rib cage, and then I have the knife. Again, this does take a couple hours to master, not years. There are very few Krav Maga techniques. It's the X block, it's this. Now I'm gonna show you guys an anti-kidnapping technique. What if someone's got you like this? I'm gonna kill him. I want $50,000. I want a helicopter. Happens to me all the time. So, another Tuesday. Trap the knife, try and stab me. Now with all his strength, he can't stab me because my two hands are on his one hand. Stab me. Pop. Now I have the knife. One more time. With your partner, don't actually use a real knife. You can use a plastic knife just to practice, but let's say the knife is on your neck. If you'll notice, you put your two hands and squeeze the person's wrist to your chest. That'll stop them from stabbing you. Stab me. Strike to the wrist, elbow. I can even hit the groin and put my hand back on the wrist. So I have two hands here, boom, back right there immediately. I'll duck underneath my head and then look here. Look how easy it is to put your palm on the side of the blade, not the edge, and pop the knife out. One more time. Please, sir, don't hurt me. Now I have a new knife. You can sell it on eBay. You can use it as a trophy. It's great. Okay. Now, guys, I'm going to show you the fun stuff. Okay. I'm going to show you the gun defense. Again, this is fake gun, simulation gun. Okay. Gosh forbid you're ever in a situation like this. Again, usually Krav Maga with a gun, it's already touching your body. There is no Krav Maga that if the person's like this, you can somehow defend from the gun if there's so much space, right? Come closer. So there's not really much you can do from here. But if the person's trying to intimidate you, there are techniques that you could potentially use to escape. So again, this does take a little while, but hopefully you guys would consider learning this with me sometime or looking up techniques online. So the first technique is called the drop. So the person's got the gun to your head. You say, please, sir, don't hurt me. Very slowly. What did I do there? My left hand. So first things first, I don't put the hands here close to the gun because that's just, fake technique. Okay. There's a lot of Krav Maga schools out there that are karate based. They have to be jiu-jitsu based to be real because jiu-jitsu is the most advanced martial art in the world. That's where all the real Krav Maga comes from. So when the gun is here, I can put my hands close to my rib cage, but not here because the guy will shoot me. Put my hands here. I'll say, please don't hurt me. I drop down, left hand on the gun, right hand on the wrist, and I hit it at the same time. In theory, if the person's got the gun in my head, please, sir, don't hurt me. I could fall. And there's a twister variation when the person has the gun to your head, please don't hurt me. Trap to the shoulders, he punches me in the face. I go underneath his armpit and I have the gun out. What if the person doesn't have the gun to my head? They've got it to my chest, so I can't do the special drop zone. If I drop my body, I'll get shot in the face. So from here, I'm going to twist and trap the gun, rip the gun out, and shoot the bad guy. One more time. I'm going to twist out of the line of fire, trapping the gun, ripping it out, pushing him away, shooting at the bad guy. Special variation for you guys that I teach for my private lessons and my special forces group classes, whatever one someone's trying to ask me for gun and knife disarms. And this is a very cool chapter in martial arts. Again, jiu-jitsu based. I'll twist in, and if I feel that the person's about to punch me in the face, I immediately go for the twister. And now I have the gun and I have the bad guy. Let's do another angle of the twister. Please, sir, don't hurt me. I trap the gun and watch my head go underneath his armpit. I keep the wrist here. It's a wrist lock, and I rip the gun out. It's actually quite simple and easy. And of course, God forbid, if you do disarm the person, take the bullets out, put the gun on the floor, call for help, call the police. Jammed, actually, slightly. That's the gun. Take this out for now. Okay, so next technique, kidnapping. That's right, so someone's walking me to the car. I want to twist out and trap the hand on the elbow. So if he pulls out, I have control. My right hand with the bicep traps the gun, and I go underneath, just like before. I go rock-a-bye baby in the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. We broke the BB gun. Excellent. So I think I'm going to go over one last technique with you all. This is a kind of a favorite of mine. It's called the police person's wrist lock. Now, what if you found someone hurt, a family member or a community member, and you want to detain them and you don't want to hurt them, you don't want to get sued? We're Jews. We don't want to get sued. So, guys, trapping my shirt. I'm attacking him. I've immobilized him. I've kicked him in the groin. Now drop to your knees. I just kicked you in the groin. I have his hand here. I just turned him from Anton into Antonina. Now, what I want to do is I want to do a special wrist lock, right? Take my right hand and trap the person's pinky. Lift his palm up to the sky. My left hand now attacks the wrist and attacks the thumb. Then I circle the thumb around, and now I have the police person's wrist lock. Stand up for me. Stand up for me. I have the police person's wrist lock, putting the other hand here, squeezing down tight, and I tap the person out. Very slowly, my arm is underneath the person's arm. I come underneath. It's my two hands on his one wrist. One more time, trapping my shirt. Boom, twist, trap the thumb, smack the bicep, lift up. Stand up for me, sir. If I want to show the person that my pinky is very powerful, I can beat him up with my pinky. La cucaracha. Look, I have a new friend that's in a band with me. Na. Excellent. Okay, guys. That hour went by super quickly. I want to make sure to get to some questions for you before you guys all skedaddle. So any questions you have, let's take it over to that. And thank you so much for joining us again today. My website is fightden.ca. And check us out on YouTube or online. It'd be great. And if we have any questions, let's move on.
Hey, Mike, could you show us a move that seniors could use, senior citizens that maybe don't have the strength, or is there a specific body part they can target?
I would say get yourself pepper spray, get yourself a spray. That's the best way, I think. I think that's the best way to go about doing it. And thank you so much to everybody that had fun, by the way.
And is there something small a woman can hide in her purse, something she can use as a weapon if needed?
Yeah, keys for sure. Keys are a great weapon. bear spray, dog spray, the miniature kinds. Anton, just hang out for while we're doing that. And yeah, um, I think either one of them would help. Again, if you're elderly, strike the person in the groin and run away. And try your best to train. You know, the price of freedom, like I mentioned earlier, is eternal vigilance. Jews have been oppressed and, you know, targeted for thousands of years, and we just have to keep on fighting.
And Mike, how would we use a key? So we all have keys in our purse. How could we use the key? Is there a special way to hold them, or what do we do with the keys?
You want to hold it in your palm so it creates a stronger mechanism for your hand, and you want to have one edge out here. Again, I don't really recommend a key for an older person to defend yourself. You're much better off with concentrated spray, but you know, if you're a young woman, you know, or a smaller individual, I would say keys would be not too shabby. You know, if you're the 15 to 50 age range as a weapon, but if you're older, keys won't help. So keep that in mind.
Now,
I wish I had a pair of keys just to.
What's the best body part to target? Really, if you're not strong, is it the eyes? Is it the groin? What's the best move?
Somebody just asked for the website. It's the word fight and then the word den, den.ca. Fightden. Maybe take a picture of the logo here, guys. If you want to take a
I'm going to put it in the chat.
Yeah. And please get in touch with me. I do private lessons at your home or at my place. I'm doing group classes when everything opens up. And yes, thank you so much. Of course, it's one word.
One word, sorry. Yeah.
One word. So we'll try that again just so that you have the link. But yeah, I'd love to train with as many of you as possible. You know, jiu-jitsu and Krav Maga is a great way to feel better, to stay in shape, and confidence you get from it is out of this world. I think jiu-jitsu really cures a lot of things. You know, a lot of people quit their therapists after they start doing jiu-jitsu. So yeah, I'm hoping I was able to inspire some of you to practice and learn more martial arts, maybe show you guys something that you hadn't seen before. And this was a lot of fun. Do we have
Mike,
a couple more
questions? Can I ask you 2 more questions? I have 2
Absolutely.
really good questions. Yeah. Okay. What if the assailant is stronger than you?
You can always overcome strength. I was what's called an open weight champion in grappling in Canada. I won that when I was 16 years old. I had to fight a whole bunch of, you know, I had to fight a whole bunch of larger individuals. And it's really just about practice. If you learn jujitsu, a smaller person can use math and science to defeat a larger person. Just go on my website and check out some of the clips. And I think I've sent a clip to Agnes. I don't know if you could put that in the chat, the video of me lifting up that large gentleman. I don't know if I ever sent that to you, but it's all about technique. I'll send it to you next time.
All right, now, if I can make a point about you had a demonstration using a baton. So the reason you use the baton is because often in these rallies we'll have a flag, an Israeli flag, and it's a stick, right? So yes. Again, we can use a stick for self-defense. Are there any other items that we would have on us, or other things we can find on the street or in the park?
Your words, you know, talk yourself out of it, make somebody laugh. Your mind, you know. A Glock's a great idea. So definitely I'm pro gun, you know, always, you know, concealed carry is great for all of us in Canada that can't do that, unfortunately. You have to use your hands as weapons. And just be aware, you know, do a little bit of martial arts. Consider learning a baton training, you know, knife defenses, gun defenses, learn how to use firearms. Just do whatever you can to feel like you can protect yourself. And most importantly, don't go to karate schools, go to jiu-jitsu schools. And if I have some people that are still in the karate schools, do the jump. Karate is really great to inspire people to start martial arts, but always keep growing and keep learning. And yeah, I mean, this has been a lot of fun. I don't do too many Zoom classes, just here and there, and this is the biggest one yet. So glad that everyone came. Oh, what are the next questions?
I think that's it, Mike. Thank you so much. You did a fantastic job. Thank you guys for joining us.
My pleasure.
Fightden.ca is the website again. And please follow us on Jews Against Anti-Semitism Canada on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I hope you all learned a lot, and be careful. This takes years of practice. So this was just a demo, and I encourage everyone to go out and learn these techniques properly in order to be able to use them the way they were meant to be.
One last thing, someone asked, what if there's 4 attackers? Get in your car and run away or hit them with your car. Otherwise, you're gonna have to definitely get a Glock. So do not fight 4 attackers. There are no martial arts in the world that can teach you how to defend against 4 attackers other than the concepts of survival in Jiu-Jitsu and Krav Maga.
Right, so if you're outnumbered, run away.
Get in the car, hit people with your car, or run away.
Perfect.
And guys, stay safe out there. Try your best to stay safe out there. Do not take off your kippas. If COVID didn't beat us, this won't. Live your lives, be strong, and Am Yisrael Chai.
Am Yisrael Chai. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, everybody. And hope to see you all again soon in another class.
Thanks so much, guys.
Have a good night, everyone.
Go to Vitro.